What's up, everyone? This is Johnny Chase here, and it's the end of the month. So that means game pickup video, showing you what I got over the month as far as physical games go. I've gotten a few digital ones, but it doesn't matter. You can see my fiance in the corner there. She's just working on a cosplay project. Promises not to bother me, but that's okay. I love her anyway. Another thing I've taken into when doing these videos now is that I tend to forget that I bought something. So what will usually happen is before I would just keep everything on the desk. But if I got to a point where I bought too much stuff, then I would okay, it's time to put that on the shelf. But then I forget that I bought it that month and I forgot to put it in the video. So now I got this nice little box here. That I went to a auction to support the East Coast Comic Expo that's coming up here in a few months. They did an auction on Facebook and at a local pizza place to raise some funds. They raised over $2,000, and funny enough, they didn't sell everything, so they're still selling stuff right now. If that's still going on, I'll post a link down in the description below. If any of you guys are local, now, do you understand? You have to be local here in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada, in order to get these items, and you bid on them on Facebook. So I ended up getting a little Bizarro figure for only $2. I was the only one to bid on it, and I got it for $2. This is actually from the Justice League Unlimited line of action figures. And the photo I thought was kind of big. I actually thought he was part of more DC Direct toy line, but not really. So, but that's still cool, you know. Bizarro figure, you don't see this too often. And then this is probably a pretty cool find here. I got a statue of Piccolo. It comes with his own little stand. He's got the Dragon Ball Z logo underneath it. And I got that one for $2, so that wasn't. That was a pretty good find. He's an in-action figure. They said action figure, but I saw it was just a statue, and it's his, nice little pose and all that. Yeah, still badass. So, and when I went there, they had this box marked for me. You see my little name there, and I guess Jonathan wrote off on that. So this is where we're going to keep, I keep this next to my desk, and whenever I get anything during the month, I always put it in here so I can show you guys. So, what's in the box? I've heard that phrase a million times. I know it's from a Brad Pitt movie. I can't remember what. It's The Crying Game? 12 Monkey? I don't know. Please put in the comments. I don't know. I know the catchphrase, but I just don't know it. First off, this all came in a little bundle. I got myself, and really I was going for these items, but it came with an old school Game Boy as well, and I got this for $10 at a Value Village. The thing is, this actually works. I did put batteries in it, and it does work. Only problem is that a lot of the LED lights are burnt out, or the contrast is messed up. Wish I had batteries in this to kind of show you, but you can play with the contrast all you want. You're never going to get a clear picture. But that's more than I can say for the Game Boy that I've had since childhood, where it just won't power on at all. So I'm going to look up some tutorials online and see if I can get this working, because it'd be a nice little trip down nostalgia lane to play an old Game Boy game on the original Game Boy with the monochrome black and green screen. But what I really wanted it was for the accessories that are in there, because I've hardly ever see these anywhere. So got ourselves a multi-tap hub. And there's one cable included with it. So yeah, this was for when you wanted to play F1 race. I think that was the only 4-player game for it. I can't think of any 4-player games off the top of my head that would need the multi-tap. But yeah, it came with a link cable. I think I've got another link cable somewhere tucked away. So for if anyone had old school games and you had Pokemon that you wanted to play. This is a portable, a backup battery pack that you can clip onto your belt. It ran off of a DC port. I think it's a DC port. It didn't come with the port, but I've got a cable that would probably fit that if it's the right voltage. Have to check the voltage. There was some power, but it wasn't enough to power on the Game Boy. So that was all $10, so that was pretty cool. So I got all that. Let's see here. What's in here? Well, since we're on Game Boy, might as well stick with the Game Boy games. I've been looking for this game for a long time, and I'm so glad to have it. That's Donkey Kong on the Game Boy. Super Game Boy. This was one of the ones that really utilized the Super Game Boy. This is like the first game that they made for it, and also the one that said, hey, here's what we can do versus just having this in your cartridge or having this in your regular Game Boy. If you put this in the Super Game Boy and the Super Nintendo, you can do so much more. We can do more colors. We can give you a custom border. And actually, there's some sound differences too. If you have this in your Game Boy, and they show like little cutscenes with Donkey Kong carrying Pauline away, and in the Game Boy, it's just like a noise that goes ew ew. But if you put this in your Super Game Boy, it actually makes the noise help help. It's actually pretty cool. I had very few games that actually took advantage of the Super Game Boy. This, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Killer Instinct. I've got 2 out of the 3, so I'm looking for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Game Boy, or Super Game Boy, I should say. If I can get that, that would be awesome. But that's pretty hard to find. Next up is a GBA game, one I've been looking forward to, and one that my buddy Gabe should be coming over with someday and doing the link cables through my Game Boy player and his Game Boy Advance. Should be able to do a Let's Play on them, and that's Zelda: Link to the Past and Forward Sword Adventures. So we can actually play 2 players on that. So yeah, and it's Link to the Past. I've already got it on the Super Nintendo, but it's nice to have it on the go on the GBA. And speaking of Zelda, let's get to the lone GameCube game in here. At 25 bucks, the price tag's still on it, but at 25 bucks, I couldn't pass it up. Zelda: Forward Sword Adventures. There would definitely be a couples play, a 4-player couples play on this, because I've got at least 3 GBA link cables, and I know we at least have 2 Game Boy Advances. I don't know if we can obtain some more. Probably. Game Boy Advances aren't that hard to come by, but if we can get them all together, get some batteries in them, play a 4-player game of this would be awesome. Now, unfortunately, I can't film the screen because once you go into like houses, it transfers your character from the monitor to your GBA. So can't film that. I think I can do something guerrilla style with that. I'm going to go on to this game. Technically, it's not mine. It's Melanie's. She wanted it just for the extra stuff. It's the Platinum Edition of Mass Effect on 360. Now you're saying, well, you guys already have this. We don't have this version because this one came, or comes, I should say, with a bonus DVD, which technically isn't a DVD because it still runs as a Xbox game. But there's documentaries, there's behind the scenes about how after KOTOR was finished, they wanted to create something original along the same lines, but have it more, combat heavy. And yeah, something original, something based kind of in this galaxy. And there's a bunch of other stuff we haven't even looked at there. But she wanted that. I think it was what, $5-10 bucks?
Around there.
Around that. Yeah, $5-10 bucks for that. So
how can I not pass it off?
Exactly. How can we pass it off? Well, going on the actually, I got this the same day she got that. Definitely want to do a Let's Play on that. Robotech Battle Cry. If anyone remembers this classic anime from Harmony Gold, one of the first animes to ever get dubbed here in the West, North America.
Northwest.
Yeah. I actually didn't even realize, I didn't even know about this series until they re-aired it on Space a few years ago, and then they took it off for some strange reason. Probably to show more reruns of SG-1. That's all they show now is just reruns of SG-1 and Star Trek. Star Trek's fine. SG-1, yeah, my friends know. Anyway.
You don't know anything. I'm a Stargate fan, honey.
Yeah. Anyway, to get away from that uncomfortableness, I got 2 PS1 games here. First one, I haven't even tried this out yet. I just bought it, more so for Melanie because she's a fan of the series. Magic the Gathering Black Mage, and from what I can see, it's an action RTS. where's the description of it? Real-time action strategy-based game based on the world of Magic the Gathering. 1 or 2 players. Okay. Well, Melanie can look at it and we'll put it in and give it a shot.
Game, so,
yeah.
but
not based on the card
game.
game.
Curious about it too.
Oh. So. I don't think this is going to be any good.
Uh-oh.
Look at the company that makes it. Acclaim. No! Actually, I probably showed you the front one there. Well, actually, speaking of Acclaim, here's the next game. Probably the last wrestling game I needed on the PlayStation 1. And WWF Attitude. Featuring the 2-man commentary team of Jerry the King Lawler and Shane McMahon. On the back here, you've got Sable and Chyna wrestling. Triple H doing his entrance. And we got Stone Cold and Triple H squaring off against each other, and then The Rock and The Undertaker. And you can see I paid $4 for this at a Value Village. So, final 2 games, and I can finally put this box down now. This one I bought solely for a future month that's coming up. I doubt it'll be April. I wanted it to be April, but seeing as how we'll be out of the country for a full week, doesn't really make sense. Maybe in May. May will make this, because I think by May, Power Rangers Super Mega Force should be wrapping, because I think there's only 20. They only signed up 20 episodes for that series, so by the end they should have their abbreviated version of the Legendary War, which should have taken place at the end of Mega Force, but you know, it's Saban, he does what he wants. And I've already spoiled what the game is. So, Power Rangers Dino Thunder. We're actually thinking of doing a Power Rangers month for couples play, which, if you know on Twitter and on the channel itself, I'm actually going to put all the old episodes that were on the Couples Play channel back onto this one. I'm kind of making this one centric to Achievement Horror, my vlogs, and Couples Play, and some reviews, and of course the SmackDown retrospective, which I gotta get finished too. It's just the fact that I've got all my videos here, plus something else is coming up, which I can't tell you right now. I'm still working out finer details, but as soon as I get the official okay, I will let you guys know. But yeah, so look for May to be filled with us playing Power Ranger games. Not a whole lot of 2-player one. Oh, there's a few, but yeah, for the ones that we've got, we're going to be playing a lot of them, so stay tuned to that. And lastly, I really wanted to wait until the other one came in the mail, but it's held up in Halifax right now. Probably won't get here till Monday, weather permitting, because we're supposed to get bad weather tomorrow. Anyway, I got the first part of one of the auctions that I won, and I've got myself Capcom Classic Collection. This is 20 some odd games, Capcom arcade games, all on one disc. So you get Street Fighter 2. You've got every variation of Street Fighter 2. You've got Street Fighter 2, you get Championship Edition, you've got Hyper Fighting, you've got Ghosts and Goblins, you've got Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you've got, I think, regular Ghouls and Ghosts, 1942, 1943, 1943 Kai, Bionic Commando, Sansan, Final Fight, Legendary Wings, Gunsmoke. Like, this thing's packed to the brim with great games. Not only that, this has never been used. I bought this brand new. It was sealed when I got it. Not anymore. It's like, oh no, you can't take it to the VGA and get them to score it, and you can make $100 as opposed to the $10 that you paid for it minus shipping. I don't care. This is gonna get played. Games are meant to be opened and played. Like, it's just like toys. Why would you keep them in the box? Open them up and play with them, and then put them in cool poses. Anyway, so the other one I'll just announce right now, and it's the second part. It's Capcom Classic Collection Volume 2, which covers all the other games. I think on there is Knights of the Round. I can't remember the other beat 'em up that's sort of like D&D. the name escapes me. I think it's like Magic Lord or something like that. But I wanted that one because that one's got the arcade version of Strider, and I've really wanted to play that. And I've been hard pressed to find the Genesis version anywhere around here, so I figured just play the arcade version and then be done with it. So right at the 15-minute mark, that's it for game pickups. Next month is probably going to be not as big because, like I said, we're going to be gone for a week plus for vacay, and can't really be going around buying games for that month. If I pick up something, I'll make a video, but April, don't really expect a game pickup video from me. If I do one, hey, cool surprise, I had some spare cash to throw around. Anyways, guys, you guys take care, and I will be back with more updates. As soon as I find out about this thing, I will let you guys know. I will be shouting it from the rooftops because I'm pretty excited about it if it goes through. So anyway, guys, you take care, and I'll see you next time.